Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Hodges Fieldhouse and junior college basketball. Today, the Iowa Central Titans play host to the Reavers from Iowa Western Community College. We ask you now all please rise, join in tribute to our country as we play our national anthem. Today's game officials assigned to us by the ICCAC are Keith Lehman, Josh Mara, and Scott Bain. Here today, starting lineup for the Reavers from Iowa Western Community College. Number 3, Lade Adepoju. Number 4, Lydia Ania Naja. Number 10, Alicia Mountain. Number 13, Elise Uchar. And number 15 is Jose Johns. Lindsay Vanderhoff is the head coach for the Reavers. Now here are the starting lines for your Iowa Central Titans. At guard, 5'6" freshman from Des Moines, number 12, Charisma Curry. A 5'2" freshman guard from Des Moines, number 14, Rachel Toto. At forward, a 5'6" sophomore from Mapleton, number 20, Kayla Morgan. At forward, 5'10" sophomore from Rockwell City, number 22, Michaela Graffunder. And in the post, a 5'10" freshman from Bancroft, number 30, Sarah Rowling. Kelly Kruger is the head coach for Iowa Central, assisted by Candace Hollowell.
And so as we come in here, announcements done, national anthem played. We're ready for the first game of this new year here with Iowa Central basketball. Your Lady Tritons taking on Iowa Western today. Iowa Central comes in. Had been a decent start to the season, but not quite where they want to finish. They're 6-6 right now. Been hanging around 500 for most of it, so you know they'd like to use this as a start of a new year. Have a little bit of a fresh run going in. First game of January, it's the second. Wishing you and yours a late Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's. But now, break's over. Graffunder going to the middle circle. Looks like she'll be taking that tip against Adepoju. So, as that happens, we'll put 0 on the clock. It'll be 10-minute quarters. And the opening tip of this game, you're going to go Iowa Western's way. Shot back to the guard. She thinks about a 3, then tries to get it in. Well defended by Graffunder and Rolling. Rolling might have got a piece of her. We'll see who they give it to. It is a foul, and they are going to say that she was in the process of shooting. And it is going to go against Rolling. So she picks up her first. Adepoju to the line. Rims that first one out. It's a 5'10" forward. A sophomore at the line. Took a long trip to get to where she is as a Spaniard Takes a shot and misses. Morgan. Now they're trying to play press in the backcourt. Iowa Central doing a good job moving and passing out of it. Aggressive defense early there from Iowa Western. Iowa Central, though, able to escape the press. We'll see if they'll go back to that or if that was just a one-time thing to try to catch him off guard. Now Gryffindor on the dribble. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Trying to find Morgan across their body, but it's going to be off of an Iowa Western hand and out. Iowa Central now. You do look for a little bit of rust. It has been, well, longer than it will ever be between games again. It's been about 15 days since they played a game as they get this into rolling. She puts that in. She doesn't appear to be rusty. That's something that they're going to have to do. They've had trouble finishing. They've run really nice plays in this last 5 or 6 game stretch. They've used their athleticism to get themselves open, but the key has been the shots haven't been falling. That's where their losses have been coming from. So they can get hot from the field. This one shot put up in the first points of the day for Iowa Western from Jazza Johns. So now 2-2. So Iowa Central shooting is going to be the key. It's not a complicated game plan, but the long and short of it is if you don't hit shots, you can't win games. So that's what they'll be looking to finish. Everything else has looked good, though. Toto. Going to get fouled in the backcourt. Did not see who they want to put that over. She was surrounded by 2 defenders as the officials contemplate on the name here. And now everything getting back in. It's still 2-2. 8:50 left. A minute of this game gone. Both teams now trying to get organized. An unorthodox set piece here. It'll be a throw-in in their offensive half for Iowa Western. Pardon me, defensive half. Iowa Central is maintaining possession here. After everything gets called, after a long conference with the officials, we're back to action, and Rolling gets her pocket picked, and now they're going to have a chance to get something going in rotation. Good defense there by Kayla Morgan. One-on-one with a similarly sized player, kept herself straight up and down, bothered the shot just enough. Morgan taking her time. Into Toto. Trying to sling it outside now, working inside out Iowa Central. They can't find a shot, though. 5 seconds to shoot. Gryffindor does finally take the shot, but a little bit hard, a little bit to the right, off the back iron. Rebounded. And now working the other way, settling into their half-court offense. Whistle on the floor. Rolling picks up her second early. She'll have to be careful. It's not too big of a problem right now, but she'll have to really keep herself disciplined, and they're going to bring in Turcotte, not even take the chance. So Turcotte comes in for Rolling as Rolling sits down at the 8-minute mark of the first quarter on fouls. Back to the inbounder. Trying to get some going in the paint, but Iowa Central defending it well. Well-executed pass inside, and then the finish applied by Jazza Johns. Johns. All 4 of their points so far. Off of inlet passes to her, getting it in the paint, letting her work her magic. Curry. Slinging it outside to Gryffindor, who's just going to drive in. She was trying to hit Turcotte through the back door. Turcotte couldn't handle the pass. Still 2-4 now. Iowa Central so far rotating well on the defensive end. Offensively, haven't quite been able to find the key to unlock this Iowa Western defense just yet, having a tough time finding themselves open shots. Now a corner 3. Can't get it to go. Would have been a long shot. She was a couple feet behind the line. And now Morgan's going to come up with the rebound. Good rebounding from the small guard. 7 minutes left to play in this first quarter. Toto slinging it over to Morgan. Good pick there by Turcotte. Nothing comes out of it, though. Back to Toto. Morgan, not much time on the clock, and Iowa Central still having a hard time finding any prime real estate here. Trying to work it with the pass, and Turcotte's going to travel on her way in. They're having a tough time finding passing lanes. Turcotte now is going to exit in favor of a little bit more length through the middle. Madison Jensen entering. Her first big minutes of the season. She's been used sparingly so far, but now appears coach thinks she's ready to give her a little bit more of a burden. And she'll pay that off. First trip down. Gets herself a rebound. Establishes herself early. And now they're still playing this trap. Have to pass out of it smart. And a mistake made there. And they're not going to get away with it. It's going to be a turnover. Toto there maybe just losing her composure a bit. A surprise there. Iowa Western so far really utilizing the press. Not letting Iowa Central breathe in their own backcourt. Up until that point, Iowa Central had handled it with some discipline. That time, the ball just thrown away from the pressure. Jensen well defended and then trying to get the rebound. See what the official calls it. They're going to say, they're going to say it rolled out of bounds before. There's a rebound being fought on the baseline down there. Going to say it went out of bounds off of an Iowa Western touch. 6 minutes left here. Morgan, they're still playing that press. And the key to getting out of this press, guys, is good disciplined passing, find the open person and be able to hit them. And they're not going to be able to get out of there within 10 seconds. So 2 straight turnovers off the full court press from Iowa Western. And they're mixing it up too. You never know when it's going to come. And so far it's been giving Iowa Central fits. Uchar getting the throw in. Has it put right back to her. Trying to pass to the back door, but rotating over well. Going to call a defensive foul. Coach has his hands up. There's a lot to look at down there, but I didn't see where it was. 3 team fouls on Iowa Central so far. Won't send him to the line, though. Wasn't in the process of shooting. So Zania Jackson, newly entered into this contest, is going to take the throw in. Turcotte is going to come back in for Jensen for Iowa Central. Jensen had herself a good 5 or 6 minute shift there. Gerfunder gets a hand on it. Toto trying to complete the steal, and now good passing out of the press. That's how you beat it, and now they can go to work. Turcotte can't get the shot to fall, but she will draw the foul. She'll go to line for 2. Pretty reliable and solid in just about everything she does. The free throw line no different. Pardon me, they're going to say that was on the floor. I heard the whistle. Turcotte walked to the free throw line. Seemed like she thought they were going to call it, but nope. They're going to say that was on the floor, not in the process. So tough break there. Iowa Central's going to have to earn this the old-fashioned way if they want it. Kicked ball off the inbounds pass. Toto now trying to find somebody open. So far, Iowa Western's defense has been smothering. A lot of speed out there. Morgan. Now just going to pop the shot from 3 and get it to fall. Beautiful shot there from Toto. That's one way to free up space through the middle, make them respect the perimeter shooting. Iowa Central up 5-4. Trying to dump a pass in, and they do. Just too big, too strong there. Jazza Johns. They're going to have to find an answer for her. She's all 6 of Iowa Western points so far. She seems to be a little bit too much everything right now. And then they give away a turnover in their own half again. Leads to another easy 2 points. Turnovers have been killing Iowa Central. That's their 4th just in their own half court, which usually leads to points. And now a 10-second violation. This press being absolute nightmares for Iowa Central.
Jensen in for Iowa Central.
And what you got to do to get away from it, you got to try to pick out a pass down court before they can head you in like that. If you try to dribble out of it, odds are you're just going to get yourself stuck. So the third turnover in the first quarter off of that press. And now they're going to go back to work. Really, that's been the difference. It's only a 3-point game right now. Now trying to find some way in. Dribbling around Toto. And did she keep herself in bounds? She did. Great save there, and it's going to lead to a layup that's missed by Johns. And the shot blocked by Jensen, but not before the foul. And they're going to get Jensen on the foul. So the officials pretty fairly officiated up till this point, showing they're not going to tolerate that little bit of push and shove down in the paint. Johns gathers her 7th point of the day. Been dominant so far. The two main problems for Iowa Central as the second one goes in have been on the defensive end, trying to find a response for Johns, which they haven't yet. She's 8 of Iowa Western's 10 points. And then trying to find an answer for this press. Morgan, it's one way to do it, dribbling around her woman down the left wing, and now they can get in ahead of it as they scramble to try to get back off the press and find her open shot, but Morgan misses it. If you can get past that press, the reason there's a risk to it is because when you press like that, if the opponent can get a good pass through or dribble past someone, you've left yourself exposed, and this just goes sailing towards the corner, towards no one in particular, and bounces off the back wall. So after possession is basically thrown away, Iowa Central is going to gain possession here and bring Gryffindor in to do it. Dealing with this press. She's got Gryffindor with her in the backcourt. This time she's going to keep it over, but now they've got a cornered. Is going to get it over to Gryffindor, though. Morgan takes the layup and puts it in. I do like the way they're using the press because they make sure that you cannot have a little bit of a time for a breather against this Iowa Western defense. They're making sure that you have to be thinking and you have to make the right decision with every one of your passes or they will kill you. Now Iowa Central seems to be seeing the zones just a little bit better. Oh, but they haven't found an answer for that woman yet. Johns with her 10th. That one just from a sweet little pull-up jumper from the elbow. This time the press leads to a foul. 3 minutes left here in this first quarter. Johns there picking up her first. And now only sending one woman on the press, hanging back in a little bit more of a traditional defense. Here's Iowa Western. Iowa Central, though, still struggling to find any kind of sustained good possession down in their own attacking half. Iowa Western's just cutting the court in half right now, and Iowa Central hasn't really found an answer for it, but still very much in this game, 7-12. Gryffindor comes up, forces the pass out. Good job by Gryffindor there to stop the drive, but getting her own rebound and putting it in for two, Zanaya Jackson. Now a timeout here called by Iowa Central. As they take a short timeout, so will we. The score, 7-14. We'll be right back in a minute with more Iowa Central basketball. Now back here, Iowa Central working with the ball, down by 7. Got to find an answer for this very, very aggressive Iowa Western defense. So far, they've forced 8 turnovers. and that might be a conservative estimate if you don't count all of the missed shots they've forced down on the rim. So Morgan now dribbling. As you can see, always two women around the ball, but it leaves open for things like that. If Iowa Central can take advantage, and there they find the soft spot in that press, and Morgan puts it in for three. That's what they've got to do. If they're pressing like that, someone is open. That time they find Kayla Morgan. Griffunder here defending well on the key. And that's borderline unstoppable. A lob pass into Johns. Seems to be just a bit too much of a physical presence down there for Iowa Central to handle here early. She's got 12. So they've maybe figured a way around this press, and there, a good pass finds the open woman, and now Iowa Western settles in. They're playing man, daring Iowa Central to make something happen. Toto tries, coughs the ball up. So turnovers continue to haunt Iowa Central a little bit, but they're keeping themselves in this game.
Ms. McCurry for Iowa Central.
Curry's going to come in. Toto's going to exit. Pretty much interchangeable pieces there on point guard, both very good at what they do. It's a dream for a coach, really, being able to bring in your second point guard knowing you're not losing anything. This is a long shot going off the rim and out. Minute 30 left here in this first quarter. Curry loses the handle, and it's off of her lower body, out of bounds, so another turnover. That's two in a row. And you can see the Iowa Central coaching staff over there making the hand gesture to say calm down, slow. Trying to slow him down as this one's brought in. And this put up Iowa Central, really, the coach is absolutely positively right. What the press is doing is trying to make you panic. Iowa Central, really, it sounds cliche, but the key is going to be just to calm down and make well-thought-out decisions, and that's what they're doing right here. They get across the half court there, no problem. Good dribbling there by Griffunder. Now they're manned up. They haven't really went into a zone defense all night. Finds a spot there. Curry loses her one-on-one coverage, drops a three, and now Iowa Central right back in this game, 6 down. Big shot there from Charisma Curry. 25 seconds left here. A 1.5 or so difference between the shot and game clock. So you figure letting this in there. Good run made towards the basket and a good pass to meet it. 12-20. This is going to be the last possession either team gets of this first quarter. Griffunder's going to swing it out a wide open three and drain. 3-pointers keeping them in the game, this time from the hand of Megan Woodward. And here we are. It's only 15-20. Up until the last minute, it had been a dominant quarter, put in by Iowa Western, but a couple 3-pointers and a good defensive possession, and just like that, it's only 15-20. We'll be right back in about 5 minutes with more action, the second quarter of this basketball game on the Triton Nation Network. And back here with the second quarter. 10 minutes left to play here in this first half. Iowa Central trails 15-20. They did look to be in trouble, but two big threes to end the First quarter got them right back in this. But coming straight out of it, before I can even get the intro out of my mouth, they've turned the ball over again. That's been the plague. The offensive play hasn't been that bad. I mean, Iowa Western has put on a couple presses and made them make mistakes, but when they've had possession, they've been able to do positive things with it. They just really haven't been able to maintain anything. They're coughing the ball up too easy. And speaking of too easy, a jump shot there from Alicia Fountain. Looked sweet as can be, never looked like missing. Found herself a little soft spot and went up from the elbow. Jensen now. Over to Woodward. Keeping it between themselves. Now Jensen looking for someone. She'll find Griffunder. 9 seconds left to shoot. Griffunder goes up, gets it to go, and draws the foul. And right there for the first time of the day, you see a little bit of the talent that makes Griffunder one of the better players in this conference. A little bit of brilliance there shown. Maybe a shining light that she'll get hot, and if she does, they're only down by 5. And that would swing Iowa Central heavily in the favor. She does clank the three-point play attempt at the line. But nonetheless, a brilliant drive and a brilliant finish from Griffunder. And now on the return end, almost a very pretty play made by Delia Anya. Going one-on-one and trying to get the finger roll. Leaves it a bit short, though. Woodward over to Morgan for 3. Gets it to go. A friendly roll off the front iron. And here we are, 2022. The kind of game, looking at these two teams' resumes, that you'd figure you were going to get. Two solid teams who are coming off of a long rest, which means legs weren't going to be tired. You knew you were going to get quality. Speaking of quality, getting her own rebound, putting it up. Adepohu puts it up, gets it to go. Her 6th of the day. Between her and John, 18 of their 24 points. So Iowa Central has to find an answer for the wingers. Bad dribble there. Losing her balance just a bit was Curry.
Actually, Turcotte in for Iowa Central.
Pardon me, not Curry, Toto.
Excuse me.
If I do ever mix up two players, it will be Toto and Curry. Both play point guard, both around the same height, weight, look. So if you don't look at whether it's 14 or 12, this one put up on the 3, you can easily get yourself mixed up, and that's definitely not an insult to either of them because they're very even on quality, and you love to have 2 point guards that can do what they can do. They give up 2 on the return. Now it's 20-27. Woodward trying not to give the ball away here, trying to chase it down, and she won't. A steal there, a hustle play there by Anya. Turcotte goes up for the block, whiffs, but the return shot's going to be brought down by Jensen. See what the officials' call is here. I think she was fouled on the rebound. She was.
Johns, her second.
Johns picks up her 2nd foul of the day. So not in foul trouble yet is Johns, but you know that the coach for Iowa Western is really going to hope that who appears to be her best quality offensive player can keep herself out of any more foul trouble than that. Now trying to work themselves out of this press, but it's expertly put on. This all 4 of the 5 with a cherry picker on the back was that formation. They pressed 4 players up there. Iowa Central able to get out of it, but highly aggressive play from Iowa Western. Inside to Jensen. Driving it big and tall going up. They're not able to bother the shot, but she doesn't get it to fall. 7 minutes left. Ukar on the dribble, now slinging it over. Ending up on the wing, trying to drive in, and they leave Ukar open from 3, but way too flat on the trajectory. Didn't even airball it, nicks the bottom of the net, and now another 3 shot up and missed. So flailing 3s up here. Now trying to get to go, and Jensen finds herself the block and the steal. Beautiful defensive play there by Jensen. I can see why they like her. They hadn't used her much early. Just bring her on now at the start of the second half of this season, and she's shown up big time in this game. Great footwork and size on the defensive end from her. Now she'll get the ball with a chance to shoot. Can't put it to go. Leaves it a bit long. 6 minutes left to play. Dribbling down. Ukar. Working in there strong. There's a lot of size on this Iowa Western team. That's coming off of the bench.
Full timeout, Iowa Central.
Destiny Tooks comes in. Coming off of the bench, 5'10 forward. And she gets her first two, and Iowa Central taking a timeout to think about things a little bit. And the situation they'll be thinking about is a 9-point deficit. They're down 20-29. We'll be back in a minute after this timeout on the Triton Nation Network. And re-entering out of the timeout here. 6 minutes, 12 seconds left. Iowa Central trailing by 9. They do have the ball. Toto gets it into Graffunder. A little bit less aggressive version of this press, but nonetheless, good combination play gets Graffunder to cough the ball up. Yet another Iowa Central turnover. This press, not a lot of teams use it. When it's applied well, it can be absolutely devastating. It changes your entire game plan. Lets you dictate to the offense. Iowa Central unable so far to find a way through it. Battle for the ball here. It's going to be called a jump ball. Official might have been a little bit quick on the gun there. Either way, possession will go to Iowa Western. On the jump ball, Iowa Central will get the arrow back, so next time that happens, next time a jump ball is forced, it'll be Iowa Central's ball. Iowa Central leaving it wide open in the corner. She had a couple seconds to call for it. Finally do rotate over just as the pass gets there. Now, in the paint, a foul called. It's going to be a foul against Iowa Western. Iowa Central going to have to get the ball. Now, a lot of pressure. 4 players from Iowa Western have been are in the backcourt. And they've consistently been there all day. So far, they've just come up and said, we bet you can't get around us. And they've been right more times than not. Frustrating and confusing this Iowa Central offense that's usually pretty reliable. Gets it back to Toto. Now they've got a little bit of a soft spot. She's going to have to sling it out, but that time well played. If there are 2 on you, there has to be someone open somewhere. That time Toto finding the little soft spot with her vision, getting it in there. 5 minutes left in this half. Jensen has it out on the perimeter. Toto thinking. Gets into Jensen. But they work too late into the shot clock. They're going to say she got the clock shot off, though. That was tight.
That was called on Lady Koju, her first 14th foul.
Jensen almost not getting that shot off. But does it just as time expires. Turcotte comes down with the rebound and gets fouled. She'll go to line for 2. Bounces out. Turnovers and missed free throws. Going to be a big part of the team talk for Iowa Central, I'm sure. But they also have to go into time. The foul whistle here. They're going to see someone from Iowa Central left early, so either way, the end result is a missed free throw. Someone stepping into the lane a bit too anxious. 5:02. Trying to sling it in, but Iowa Central, if they can keep the lead about like this, or even cut into it a bit, they'll go into half. This has gone in. That shot won't fall. But rebounded, going up strong in the post, Iowa Western. And now they leave her with a lot of time to aim it up. Maybe just a bit too much time to think there, because that never looked like scoring. Grifunder is streaking through the middle. Toto now gets it to her. She'll get the jump shot up, won't get it to go. That was a good chance to score, Iowa Central. Just misfiring a bit at the end. This one off of Grifunder's knee and out. But like I was saying, if they can hold this lead or maybe cut into it a bit, they will go into halftime with the knowledge that they have not played their best basketball, but they're still keeping themselves in it. So you have to figure the lead isn't very big. It's only 9 points, and the best is yet to come from this Iowa Central offense if they can get it going. So still very much in this contest. Inside with 3 women on her. She'll have to kick it out. There we go. Around the edge. I'm going to call a reach-in foul on Turcotte. Trying to get a piece of the ball, but she got there a bit late.
First team foul of the quarter.
Substitutions here. Johns comes back in. I'm sure Iowa Central is quite enjoying the 3 or 4 minutes she wasn't on the court. She's been their biggest offensive problem. 12 points on the day for her. She re-enters, but this time gonna come for nothing. Turcotte gets a steal. And not time to put the press on now. Toto. And Brianna now trying to trap her in the corner. She's trying to dribble out of it. Be smarter to pass out, and she does. Pragmatic passing there, realizing her situation, getting the ball out of her hand. Well handled there by Curry. 12 seconds left. The press also makes you work later into the shot clock. Another turnover here. Iowa Central coughing the ball up again, this time on a travel. So 20-29.
Rachel Toto and Woodward reentering for the Tritons.
Toto and Woodward enter. Jensen leaves. So does Curry. So a guard and a post player for a guard and a post player. Still 20-29. It's been stuck there for about a minute. Dribbling and slinging it out. Now she's going to have to track that down to the corner. The Iowa Western press is doing a lot of things. This has been drawn down and now stolen out by Morgan. She will complete the steal. That arrow should be pointing Iowa Central's way. I believe. This one put up and dribbled out, but the possession arrow is still in Iowa Western's favor. It goes for Iowa Western, and they're going to get 2 points off of it, 20-31. Now the possession arrow switches. Whistle goes up, foul called. Toto just a bit too much to handle cleanly there, trying to streak down the right side. What I was saying before the foul is that this press is doing a couple things. It's obviously making it very hard to score, very hard to get your passes off. But even when they can pass around it, it makes you work deeper into the shot clock and panics you there because you've already wasted 6 or 7 seconds in your own half trying to get around it. So when it's put on well, the press can wreak a lot of havoc, and it has so far. But Iowa Central still hanging in this game. They're down by 11. The shot is missed. It was a 1-and-1 opportunity. They missed the front end, and Iowa Western gets the rebound. Out to the wing. Good passing, but Iowa Central hanging with it well so far. Offensive foul there. 2:42 left.
Gold in the ball game for Iowa Western.
Series of substitutions here. 2:42 left to play. and still sticking on this press, not giving up anything. Easy in, though. Get a turnover off the throw and lay it in.
That's what I got. Bowl.
This Iowa Western defense has been suffocating so far. Looking for somewhere to pass. There's nowhere. They're taking away passing lanes, too. Now they're trying to trap Gryffindor. Long passes. Going to have to be the order of the day around this. But even then, with this aggressive, Morgan puts up on a three. There we go. Maybe get something going a bit. When they do actually get into their offensive third, they haven't looked half bad. It's just this press that's been bothering. And now just a miscommunication between teammates. The guard was looking to pass outside. Winger shot inside. Timed the break perfectly. Location was a bit off. Just under 2 minutes left to play in this first half. Iowa Central, if they have a good last couple minutes, can make this a very manageable ball game. It's only a 10-point difference. Couple baskets here totally change the team talk. Defensive foul there.
Falls on Jose Johns for second. Nelsie Turcotte line, shooting two.
So Turcotte gets fouled, goes to the line again. She's 0 for 3 on the day. That's a good time to have her hit one, though. So she hits the first and earns the back half of this 1-and-1. Turcotte to the line again. She's 2 for 2 on this trip, and a big trip it was. 25-33 now. Iowa Central keeping their heads. It's been a rough first half, but they're doing enough to keep themselves right there. And at the end of the day, that might be the difference. This one put up, bounced off the front iron, and recovered by Woodward. Good rebound there. It's not always, you're not always going to be able to get through a game clean and perfect, but how do you handle the ones that aren't going your way? Off of the foot of an Iowa Western player. And so far, Iowa Central has handled all this adversity by keeping themselves well within striking distance. 25-33.
This team kicks back in the ball game for Iowa Western.
So as we get this inbounds pass, 1:14 left to play, 20 on the shot clock.
Anya Kajal ran in for the Ravens.
This one ricocheted straight into the opposing bench off of a forehead, and while the coach coming over to check on that was about a 5-foot pass off of a knuckle into someone's face, so we're going to hope everyone is okay there. So after a little hello said to the away bench, there the pass will be put in. And now Iowa Central escapes that little corner. Gryffindor driving and taking on two, drawing the... No, not drawing the foul. And the coaching staff of Iowa Central, you can hear them say to Gryffindor, keep your eyes up, because I believe what happens, that was technically a defensive foul, but the fact that Gryffindor had her head down made it look a little bit worse to the official on her end. Either way, though, unfortunate call from the official coming off. Frustrating for Gryffindor, but the coaching staff absolutely right. There was a bit more she could have done to make herself look innocent. Morgan. Now, they got to avoid this little kitten corner right there, and now they will. Now just being swarmed. Gets the pass off to Morgan. Good ball movement. That's how you beat a press. They won't get to fall, though. So now, it does appear, by all indications, Iowa Western will take the last shot of this first half. They're up by 8 with 13 seconds left to deal with. 10 on the clock now. 5. No shot up, stolen by Iowa Central, and that will be the end of the half as this fast break, won't have time to play off. Iowa Central will go into the half down 33-25. We'll be back in about 15 minutes with the second half of this game. It's been a great game so far. See if Iowa Central can get a little bit going against this Iowa Western press. If they do, they've got every chance in the world. We'll be back with the conclusion in about 15 minutes here on the Triton Nation Network. And welcome back here to second half action. Iowa Central now trailing by 8. Have to try to start to get something going. Sling it over. That's good ball movement. That's something that was lacking in the first half. They can't quite put the end on it, but that's very optimistic to look at. They were having hard times gaining anything in the paint. They were having to rely on good shooting to keep them in it, and it did. But seeing them be able to drive like that, maybe they found a little bit of a key to this Iowa Western defense, a defense that relied on heavy aggression early. John's driving. She'll dump it off, trying to find the assist, and then she'll get the rebound and put it back, putting on a display. Jazza Johns. And now Iowa Central going quick. No time to breathe here. This Iowa Western press. This time, though, they dribble right through the center of it. 9 minutes left to play. This one tipped off. Iowa Central opens the the second half with 2 turnovers in a row. Iowa Western trying to take advantage. This one 3 launched, and this one buried. Finding the center of the net, Alicia Mountains. Toto going to have to slow herself down there. Smart play from her. She was letting that dribble get a bit out of control.
30-second timeout, Iowa Central.
30-second timeout here called by Iowa Central.
Jensen in for the Triton.
We'll be back after a short pause on the Triton Nation Network. And back on the Triton Nation Network after a 30-second timeout. Iowa Central giving up a couple turnovers, leading to 3 points straight out of the half. Now they're trying to get themselves offensively situated. Iowa Western's been a bother all day to try to get away from. Nothing fancy. They're just playing one-on-one defense, applying a lot of pressure to the dribbler, making Iowa Central make quick decisions. It's worked so far. Toto trying not to find herself in a corner. She'll get it away. Curry. Graffunder with 15 to shoot. Curry driving down the baseline, trying to get the pass out to Morgan. She will. Drives and, well, not a very big body on Caleb Morgan, and she was trying to find a little bit of wiggle room down there in the post, but there was a lot of length around her. They return the foul. And it'll go on Morgan. Kayla Morgan picks up our first. She is leading Iowa Central scorers with 11. She's been a bright spot in this offense. Slung out to the perimeter. And now leaving them wide open from the top of the key. Dodging a bullet there is Iowa Central, but they still give up 2 points. Rebound in the putback. And now the press. It's just been too much for Iowa Central so far today. Another turnover. Now Rolling will enter and Graffunder will leave. Just have not been able to find out the key to getting through this yet. Iowa Western has been sending 3 to in some cases all 5 players into the half-court area to pressure Iowa Central on pretty much every throw-in, every returned basket. And so far, Iowa Central has been struggling heavily with it. But it has been a fun game to watch. The two teams try to make adjustments around each other. Neither team really fully having their way. And now Morgan strips it, but she can't complete the steal. Iowa Western maintains possession. Over. Back to the left. A dribble. Finds herself open. Pretty looking jump shot, but it won't fall. Can't quite bang it through. Now the shot clock restarts, though. 7:13 left to play. 20 left on the shot clock at the moment. Dangerous pass across the face, but Curry not able to get a hand on it. Iowa Central has been rotating well. Going to give up a 3 here, but it's going to bang off. Left just a bit too much room there. Have to breathe a sigh of relief as unable to put it away was Iowa Western. Curry has to be careful here. They are sending a lot of pressure away, and a good pass. Vision from Curry is going to lead to the assist and one.
That was good, Kayla Morgan.
That's going to go down as Kayla Morgan's point, but Curry deserves all the credit in the world for those two. Good vision, saw the open pass clear across court, put it right on her.
First team foul. Kayla Morgan.
Morgan's going to go to the line to shoot 1. Try to complete this and put Iowa Central within 12 if she can. For the moment, it's 27-40. Unfriendly roll off the back iron there. Return now going coast to coast with it, finally getting the pass in through the middle. Say she was fouled in the process of shooting.
Falls foul, Kayla Morgan, her second.
Kayla Morgan picks up her second of the half, second of the game as well. So not too much trouble. She will have to keep herself clean for the next 6 or 7 minutes, though. Keep herself on schedule. She plays a lot of minutes. One of the few players on Iowa Central, honestly, pretty much the only one of the starting 5 that doesn't regularly get subbed out with any of the rotations. They trust her an awful lot. This one goes through. They trust her a lot, and no reason not to. Good shooting, good decision-making, plays solid defense. Nothing wrong with the game of Kayla Morgan, and that's why she consistently finds minutes. Someone left early down there. A little bit of shoving going on. It must have been Iowa Central's foul, though, because they're letting it go. That one put through. It's 41-27. Curry dribbling out. Smart, clever pass to get out there. Another one. Iowa Central now finding its way through, getting in a rhythm against this press. Can't finish it, though. Still fighting for the rebound. Rolling and Jensen, neither of them able to come up with it. Iowa Western comes away with it. And then travels on the return. She's got one step ahead of herself. She was open. Solid dribbling lane, just got a little bit overzealous. 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in this third quarter. The lead now stretching a bit. It's at 14. Getting out, and this time only pressuring her with 1. Now she dribbles past 2. Iowa Central's got numbers now as Iowa Western struggles to get back in. Now they're back into formation. One thing the press does leave you vulnerable if you can get past the level of it, and there they go. Good drive, saw the lane and hit it hard, did Curry. Her 4th point on the day, 29-41. Return 3, rattled off the rim, and then rebounded by Rolling. Curry. A lot of speed. Now Toto handling it. Gets it up, gets it to go, and it does everything but go in. Had about 3 different opportunities to fall. Ball finds its way out of bounds. The rim isn't always going to be kind to you. That time took away what looked like it was going to be 2 points. Iowa Central playing defense now, having to defend, down by 12. Dribbling in, finding herself a little bit of space, overshoots it, and Graffunder brings it in. Iowa Central in these last 3 possessions has looked very good for the first time of the day. They seem to have rhythm. They seem to be responding to the pressure and finding the right pass. As you can see, Iowa Western very aggressive, almost overly aggressive when it comes to the ball. Jensen finds a little bit of open space. Rolling gets the rebound, puts it away, and gets fouled. I'll tell you, when Sarah Rolling is at her best, there's too good of a combination of speed and size for most players at this level of college basketball. She's just about a head shorter than most post players, and way faster, and just as strong as most of them. She is a tough guard down on the baseline, but she misses that 3-point opportunity. Can't get the free throw to go. It's a tough ask to ask anyone to go one-on-one with her, so we'll see how they respond to that. They've been playing one-on-one pretty much all day. And now a deep ball goes in. I think they're going to call that a deep 2. Nope, they're going to give it all 3. Looks like her foot might have been on the line, but the official has a much better look at it than I do. Iowa Western now going to take their first time out of the half. We'll be back in a minute on the Triton Nation Network. Right now the score is 31-44. And now back, getting the inbounds pass. A good dribble, and now it's 2-on-2 down here. That's, like I said, Iowa Central, these last 3 possessions seems to have found the answer they were looking for the entire first half as to how to get past. This is when rebounded. How to get past this press, because it bothered them the entire first time. And really, the answers haven't been as complicated as I'd like as an analyst. There's really not much to explain. They're just passing better. Earlier, they were looking panicked. They were pretty much just throwing the ball at the first blue jersey that they could see. Now they've calmed down a bit. They're picking their pass as well. And now they're trying to maybe start to pick this press apart and start what would be a 13-point comeback at the moment. Baseball throw slung across the baseline. Now working inside out, opening up an open 3. Graffunder, they're going to take it and get fouled on her way around. That is a shot that Iowa Central would much rather give up than the post shot. That might have looked like the defense failed a little bit, left a wide open 3, but that's a lot better than giving up the prime real estate down there close to the basket.
Nia Jackson, the ball game for Reavers.
Toto to Graffunder. Graffunder now being trapped. 2-on-2 in the backcourt. 3-on-3 if you count the down on Morgan and Graffunder there. First mistake they've made. Trying to step back and take the 3. Instead she'll travel. So they're going to swap mistakes here. The Graffunder turnover goes unpunished as it's, in sequence responded to with a travel call against the Iowa Western guard. There was Nia Jackson down there traveling. Again, you have to admire a defense that gets after you like this. And just as I say that, they get a turnover. Trying to chase it down. Both players go down hard. A whistle called. Not 100% sure what the whistle was about. We'll get the call. Series of substitutions here. Rowland comes in. Toto exits. So does Jensen. Rowland comes in for Jensen. And Curry comes in for Toto. Still a 13-point deficit. Slinging it over. Iowa Central so far hasn't given up too many good looks at the basket. And then again, that one was heavily defended. Jump ball here. This time it'll be Iowa Central's ball. Pardon, they seem to signal for a jump ball. Said they're going to give possession. Iowa Western. Changing the official's decision. Now Iowa Central dealing with a defense. A defensive possession that's huge here. Down by 13. Shot goes off. Rattles out. They have been out-rebounded on the glass, but this time they're able to defend the reshot. And then draw the foul shortly thereafter. Their fourth team foul of the third quarter. Iowa Western. Griffunder dribbling. Gets it to Curry, who gives it to Morgan just long enough to draw a little bit of defense over and then get the ball back. Rolling is one-on-one down there. She wants the ball. Instead, Curry's going to try to pass it over to an equally open Woodward. Can't find the mark, though. 2:37 left in this third period of play. Turcotte enters. Griffunder leaves. So Turcotte will add a little bit of a post presence, but they'll have a little bit less to deal with on offense, so she's not quite the shooting threat like Griffunder is. In there. Oh, acrobatic. That was beautiful. Number 3, Ashley Ramney. Lord, she was surrounded by bodies, somehow contorted her body enough to get that up towards, and not only did she get a shot up there, she was trying to draw the foul. Instead, she gets it to go in. That was beautiful. And he'll give him a 15-point lead. Can't get the finger roll to go in the return. Handled by Curry. Now this lead's starting to stretch. It's been about 8 to 11 for most of the day, and now it's stretched out to the 15-point mark. So Iowa Western, as this game goes on, seems to be doing exactly what they want to do. They're putting a little bit of more distance each and every possession in between them and Iowa Central. But Iowa Central hasn't let the bleeding get too bad yet. Still in a position to give a run. And it could start with Curry right here. Rolls off the front of the rim and out. So Morgan will take a well-needed and rare break. Charisma Curry comes in. So now Toto comes in. Curry at the line. Curry misses this. Toto comes in. So now Toto and Curry on the court at the same time. A guard combination they really like. Gives them a lot of options as far as outside shooting and passing go. Just a little floater gets a... Well, it seems to be one of those days where everything is rolling against you, because that was a very, very lucky and happy bounce for the offense there. And now trapping him on defense. Now they have Rolling sprinting to the net, so Turcotte's going to just settle down, get it over to Toto. Doesn't take it at the end of the 3. Doesn't decide to take the 3. She'll wait for a better shot than that. So now both teams sailed into half court. Minute left to play here as Turcotte takes the 3. Misses everything. Trying to get something going off the air ball. Launches a 3 of her own. That one bowling out. Trying to avoid getting trapped in the backcourt. She will. Slinging it into Woodward. Tries to get the low touch in, and Rolling comes in. Well, lucky she didn't get called on a foul. Charged in hard, wanting that rebound. Not afraid to get physical down there. That time couldn't quite win the rebound. Iowa Western now inbounding with 45 seconds left. They could try to play 2 for 1 if they wanted to get the ball out of their hands quickly. But it looks like they'll just play standard, settle for the one possession they're going to get. Shoots it and puts it through. Crisp looking jumper there from Iowa Western, and on the return we're going to have a whistle here. So Apoju picks up her second foul of the day, and in the bonus for the next 28 seconds, Iowa Central will be able to shoot here. And she hits the first one of these 2. Iowa Central now in a situation where anytime they go to the line, it's going to be for 2. And she can't quite get the second one to go. 24 seconds left. Iowa Western will get the last shot. So my math was a little bit off. They didn't really have to rush it to get this 2-for-1. And instead of holding for the last shot, they'll take the wide open 3, then get the rebound. Iowa Central been out-rebounded on that offensive glass down there. Part of the reason that Iowa Western has the lead they have is that they've executed brilliantly on their own boards. And now, off the rebound and off the foul, Apojo going up. Gets it to roll in. Beautiful. She's been good from the line. Her 9th point of the evening. So this will be to try to get herself into double digits. It's up. Gets it to fall. So a perfect trip to the line. And the lead starts to extend now. Now it's 20. Iowa Western starting to show a bit of dominance. Curry being pinned. Beautiful technique there, but she's going to pass her way out of it and get to Rolling. Rolling does exactly what you need to do. And that's not going to count for anything. Got that off about a second too late. We're going to go to the 4th. Down 34-52. Iowa Central has a lot of work to do if they want to put themselves on the comeback trail, but they've done some dramatic things late, especially in the last 5 games of this season, so we'll see what they have for us in the 4th quarter. We'll be back for the finish in about 5 minutes on the Triton Nation Network. And underway in here in the 3rd. Sorry, start of the 4th, end of the 3rd. Getting myself collected here out of the break. Fresh 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to start up the 4th with Sarah Rolling. Getting herself her 8th point of the day. Cutting into this lead a bit. It is a sizable lead. Not going to put it lightly. If Iowa Central wants to play themselves back into this game, which they have showed themselves more than capable of doing in 4th quarters, down big before. It's going to be, as they give up the 2 here, it's going to be a bit of work. It's not going to be given up lightly, this lead, but I do think points are there on the court for them to get if they can keep their heads up and make good decisions. But things like that aren't going to help. The pass there thrown away. And off that turnover, it's going to be 36-54 still with the first minute of play gone. Only 9 minutes left to play. And an 18-point lead for Iowa Western. Iowa Western, though, keeping its foot on the glass. That's one of the best shots they've had all day. They get the floater to go right down the middle through the teeth of the defense. Curry dribbling. 8:40. Left to play, trying to draw the defense to her a bit. Stuck to like glue out there by Carmen. Great footwork, but she'll get around it, try to get it to fall. But again, just another wide open shot that Iowa Central has earned by playing very, very well and just not been able to finish. The movement looks fantastic. It's just been the finishing bit that's been off today. Rolling there, forcing that one out of bounds. Good defense. Iowa Central will take over. Woodward comes in. Curry leaves. Morgan's going to take the throw in. Curry back to Morgan. Morgan dribbling down the right, gaining herself a lot of ground, and then getting off to Curry. Good job done by the guard there. Now Curry looking to go to work. Does, dribbles herself around Rawlings. Rawlings sets up a clean pick. Turcotte can't walk the baseline, though. She gets that one taken away from her. And now on the return. Oh, a beautiful bit of passing between the Iowa Western players, but Curry going to step in with an equally beautifully done piece of defense. Get the steal. They were passing around at will there before Curry stepped in and said no. Great job. Curry senses the pressure, dishes it out. You can see that Iowa Central looks way more comfortable. Way more comfortable against this press as they take the timeout. They're going to take a 30-second timeout. Look way more comfortable against the press. They are picking up points, but you get the sense that with a 20-point lead, it might be too little too late. We'll see in about 30 seconds on the Triton Nation Network.
Destiny Cooks all in the ball game for Iowa Western.
And right back to it on the Triton Nation Network. 7:32 left. That's the situation. Iowa Central down by 20. A lot of work to do. Not a lot of time to do it in. It's still possible. But at this point, it's going to be a hard journey. So they'll try to throw what they can in this last 8 minutes. It's been a well-played game. Iowa Western has just played a tad better. Rolling there. Can't handle the pass. It was a good idea. And now on the transition, they've been so good there all day. Those 2 points going to Janiah Jackson. 7:19 left. Curry. Dribbling and now settling in. You can see the press is off now. They've been rotating in and out of pressing, and Rolling gets it. Can't get to finish. Been tough sledding down there for Sarah Rolling. And on the return, missed three-pointer there. Working out inside in, and then they give it right back. Trading turnovers here, and that's been the story of the game. Iowa Central having a tough time keeping the ball and a tough time finishing shots. They've been moving well, they've been passing well, but it's just been bad decision-making and a little bit of bad luck on the finish. It's been the story of the day. Tipped out, and they're going to say it was tipped out off of an Iowa Western touch. So Iowa Central is going to have the ball back, down by 22.
Liz McCurry, Michaela Graflander, Madison Jensen, all in for Iowa Central. 30-second timeout, Iowa Western.
Iowa Western now going to take a short timeout. We'll be back in 30 seconds on the Triton Nation Network.
Reminder fans, some upcoming events here at the
Now both teams breaking out of this timeout. This game on the backstretch is 6:30. In a game that Iowa Central was able to keep close for a while, but this last 10 minutes of play really has been Iowa Western kind of increasing this lead, and they're going to increase it by 2 there. Poor decision off the inbounds pass is stolen away and laid in for an easy 2. 6:17 left. Curry now with the dribble. 36-60. Curry trying to escape out here. Bit too much dribbling, and now she'll give it over to Toto. Toto being challenged out there one-on-one. She'll get the ball out of her hand. And now Grifunder is going to get her pocket picked. That's a rare mistake for Grifunder. Usually she's pretty good at keeping the turnovers to a minimum, but she has struggled today. Gets the pass off to Curry. Curry dribbles through. 5:40 left. Dribbling, a lot of contact. No call by the official, letting him play. And then off of a foot, gathered up by Niachi. Going to get the rebound and have a fresh shot clock. Even with a big lead late, Iowa Western still working quickly. Iowa Central setting in. Hasn't been a bad day defensively. They've only given up 60, but they have been offensively frustrated. Which does give a high point for the coaching staff to look at, because defensively they've kept that number right where you want it. They just haven't been able to take advantage of it on the other end. And as if to prove my point, missed shot there by Toto. And that's the kind of thing you attempt when you're up by 24. Tries the behind-the-head pass. Would have looked pretty if it came off. Looks silly when it doesn't. That'll be a turnover. If you don't buy a ticket, I guess. So, tries to make the highlight reel. Instead, it'll be a turnover in Iowa Central's ball.
Samantha Miller, Kayla Morgan, Samantha Helmke on Trident.
Now Morgan's going to come in. And Miller. Miller sees times in late situations like this, just trying to get her some experience. She is a freshman from Lincoln, Nebraska, so whenever she can touch the court, it's valuable learning experience for her for next year. Toto gets the shot blocked. 4:30 left. Now the return is blocked in a battle for it. Morgan going to complete that steal. 4 minutes left to play here. Pardon me, more towards 4.5, 4:20 now. Morgan. Slung over. Trying to find anything. Morgan's going to come up with the rebound. 6 seconds left to shoot. Nothing in that found rim. I think they were a bit confused. They thought they had a shot off. Morgan gets a shot off. That's going to be a shot clock violation and a missed shot. Either way, it would have been Iowa Western's ball. Going to give it to him with 3:40 left to play. Now it's just working late into the shot clock, taking time off. This one all but decided. Iowa Western's going to keep rolling on what's been a good season. Iowa Central is going to drop a game and go 6-7. Have to win the next one, as has been the custom. They've been winning one and dropping one, and that's about how you end up with that record. Either way, not quite the start to the new year Iowa Central would have wanted, but a lot left to play in the back half, and this is a team that's been improving every time we saw them. This, I'm sure, an unforeseen setback, but a lot left in the schedule ahead of them and a lot of important games. They're not going to have too much time to mope about it as they take this time out. So it's going to have to be right back this Friday. Yep, it's going to be right back at it on the 5th. So now a lot of time to pick themselves back up. As I mentioned, this was the first game they've had since the new year. The last time they played was the 21st, so it has been a minute. And this just the first step on a new campaign, a step backwards for sure. But a lot of conference games left to play. They'll remain 2-0 in conference. A lot of progress to make, and still, these next 10 games or so, most critical part of the schedule, because there's a lot of teams clumped up in that middle part of the playoff picture, and depending on how they play, 2 or 3 wins could go a big way. Could be the big difference between between maybe getting a home game or an away game when it comes tournament time and having to play high-level or low-level competition. So they really know that they have to come out with their best foot forward in this next 10 or 15 games. Hasn't been the best start, but there's still a long, long future left for this season. But for today, 3 minutes and 20 seconds left to finish up. As the inbounds pass comes in, not a lot of time to shoot, and they're not going to get the shot off. So the clock will freeze at 3:24, and Iowa Central will take possession. As I mentioned before, they'll be right back here on the 5th against Buena Vista. So a quick turnaround. And honestly, after a game like this, probably a good thing. Not too much time to sit and dwell. You're right back out there. You're right back out there later on that week. Dribbling over and losing the handle on his Curry. Streaking down the court, losing it. Do believe it was off of a blue jersey before it went out. It was. Iowa Western will keep possession. 3 minutes left to play. Dribbling in. Now Turcotte will come out. Force her to get the pass off, and she will. And now just driving in, having her way, and putting the jump shot up. That was Alicia Mountain. Just about 2:30 left now. Dribbling is Curry. 15 left on the shot clock as she comes in, finds her shot, but she smacks it off the back of the rim. I think she'll get it back, though. Yep, off a defensive touch and out.
Sarah Rowley, Megan Woodward, Chris McCurry are in the ballgame for Iowa Central.
Rolling, Woodward, and Curry enter. So a fresh set of legs out there for Iowa Central. At this point in the game, the coaching staff doing a good job of the games that were pretty much already lost. You're not going to change the result, so doing a good job of making sure no one gets too many minutes and wears themselves out in a game that the outcome's already decided on. So pragmatic coaching there. Now they're going to get the three. Bounced and recovered. Sucked in by Samantha Helmke, who will get the break going the other way. 2:10 left. Helmke. Dribbling, getting over ankle-breaking move, and they reject it at the rim. Good job to dribble past the guard. Couldn't quite handle herself in the post, and now they're going to give up an easy 2 on return. Iowa Central just a step behind and a shot or two away from making a run at times in this game. But now the difference in quality, at least on this afternoon, starting to show. The lead getting bigger and bigger in Iowa Central. Just going to have to end this game and forget. It's going to be a learning experience. It's going to be a game you can take a lot from negative. And I'm sure a game that they will build from going on. But for right now, as the shot goes in, not an awful lot positive to look at. Down by 30, 36-66. One minute left to play. Dribble around, but I will say this of this team, as this three goes in, they have had a lot of bright moments in this season. I'm sure they are not done providing bright moments. Has been an off day for them. Been an off day for just about everyone on the court. Kayla Morgan being the one bright spot, putting up 13 on the day. Other than that, it's been a very flat day offensively. But I will say this about this team. This is a team that won't let one game ruin the next. They won't be down for the next one. They've been very good at putting losses out of their head and not letting wins get to their head. So, although this loss doesn't look pretty, I wouldn't expect it to carry over to the Buena Vista game. I'd expect you to see the same team you would have saw if they won this one. Three-pointer shot. Dribble off, and now just fighting for the ball. And a foul called against Iowa Central. 40 seconds left. A mentally tough unit down there, so pretty much I would expect this loss in the column to just count as that. It'll be one loss, and they'll walk away from it. Rebound against Buena Vista. Shots up. Does everything but go in. Touches about 4 different points on the rim. Finds its way to the floor. 39-66. and a whole awful lot of leaning. They're going to say that the first person to lean was Iowa Western. I'll say that's a rare call, and we've seen it 4 times today. People leaving early on the free throw line. Usually if you see one of those a game, it's rare. So now both teams settling in and just waiting for this clock to drain down. As I mentioned before, Iowa Central will fall to 6 and 7. With Buena Vista coming up. Shot blocked. Then going up. We got Buena Vista for the network. For games coming up that we're going to cover on this channel, we've got Buena Vista coming up for the women on the 5th. And that will be the next game they play. We've got men's basketball on the 7th. Both of those happening around 5:30 at night. Flexible timing on that. But that's the time that we've been given so far. And considering they didn't change the timing on this one, even though they told us that it was flexible, we're going to trust that. Now it's set in stone. So on 5:30 on the 7th, we'll be with men's action. Their first chance to get back at it after the new year. And on the 5th, we'll see how the women rebound from this. A tough loss against a high-quality opponent, to be sure, but it's something that they've been rebounding from all year. They don't make a habit of going on losing streaks as this one comes out, so we'll see if they can bounce back then. But for now, it's going to be a day they'd rather forget. They lose 41-66. Defense looked very, very good, just not quite enough on the offensive end to provide the firepower they needed. So until the 5th, I've been Tyson Strayer. You've been watching basketball on the Triton Nation Network. Final result, 41-66. Your Tritons lose this one.